Lesson 1-4, like terms and the distributive property. Essential question. How do you determine if terms are like terms? The two vocab words in this lesson are like terms and coefficient. So like terms mean that they, terms that have the same variable or the same variable and the same exponent. So for example, 5x and 3x are like terms because they both have an x. 3y and 7y are like terms because they both have a y next to them. 7x squared and 3x squared are like terms because they both have x squared. Now, if one of those was to the third power, so let's say it was 7x cubed and 3x squared, those would not be like terms. So in order for terms to be alike, they have to have the same variable or the same variable and exponent. So if terms have the same variable, they're like terms, or if they have the same variable and the same coefficient or same exponent, they are like terms. Coefficient. So a coefficient is the number in front of the variable. So the number in front of the variable. So for example, if I have 5x, 5 is my coefficient. If I have 3x, 3 is my coefficient. If I have 7x squared, 7 is my coefficient. So the number in front of the variable. Okay, so group the like terms. So I'm just going to pick any term and bring it into a circle. And then I'm going to look for any others that are like that one. So 9y. So terms that are like 9y would be any other terms that also have just a y. So for example, this one, 16y cubed, would not be like 9y and 6y because of the exponent. 7y cubed is like 16y cubed because they have the same variable and the same exponent. Numbers like 22 are like terms with other numbers. So 22 and 4 are like terms. 5x and 13x are like terms. 7x squared and x squared are like terms. And then this 4y can go with the 9y and the 6y. So same variable or same variable and exponent. All right, so combine like terms. One thing that I think makes combining like terms easier is if you do an underlining of the terms that are alike. So for example, 3x, I'm going to put a line under it, and then I'm going to look for anything else that's like 3x. Well, 2x is like 3x. So if I add those together, 3x and 2x, all I'm doing is adding the coefficients, so adding the 3 and the 2, that gives me 5x. So 3x plus 2x gives me that 5x. Then if I double underline my other like terms, so 5 and 6 are like terms, they're both positive, 5 and 6 make 11. So there is my answer, 5x plus 11. I can't combine those because they're not like terms. Let's try the next one. So if I start with my underlining again, 10x and negative 8x are like terms. So you can either think of it as 10 minus 8 or 10 plus a negative 8. But either way, you should get 2x. And then positive 2 and negative 4 is negative 2. So it's going to become really important in this lesson to make sure that you're looking at the sign in front of the numbers. 10 was positive, 2 was positive, 8 is negative, 4 is negative. So the 2x, I did 10 minus 8 to give me 2. 2 minus 4 is what gave me the negative 2. Now we get to one with exponents. So 12b squared and negative 8b squared are like terms because they both have a b and they're both squared. 12 minus 8 is 4. And then 6b, there's nothing else to combine with 6b. Just look at the fact that it's positive and write plus 6b. So 4b squared plus 6b is our answer. All right, 4y cubed. There's nothing else to combine with y cubed, so that's just going to stay how it is, 4y cubed. Then I've got 2y and negative 8y. So 2 minus 8 gives me negative 6. And then I have a positive 5. So this time we had two terms that didn't combine with anything else. The 4y didn't combine with anything else, and the positive 5 didn't combine with anything else. So I've got 15x and negative 7x that are like terms. So if I take 15 minus 7, I get 8x. And then I've got a negative 2y that can't combine with anything else. And then I've got a positive 3. So notice how I jumped from the 8x over to the negative 2y, and that's because technically when you're writing your answer, normally I like to do it in the order of the alphabet. So the 8x had an x, then y would come after, so I put the negative 2y second, and then the plus 3. But technically, if you had written it like this, that is still a correct answer. So really, you could put either of those. All right, so this one looks a little bit different because I'm going to have a step that I need to do before I can start combining like terms. So here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to just start and say, oh, those will make 6x and those will make 11. You're missing a step that you need to do first, and that is distributing. So I have to take this 7 on the outside of the 3x plus 4 and distribute it first before I can do anything else. So 7 times 3x is 21x. 7 times 4 is 28. Then I'll bring down my 3x. And now I can do the process that I did on the last two slides. So 3x and 21x, if I add my coefficients, make 24x. And then I have plus 28. Now I'm done. So notice how different that answer is, 24x plus 28, than the original answer we came up with, which was 6x plus 11. So if you see a number outside of the parenthesis, you have to distribute first before you do anything else. Second example, we're going to do the same thing because you'll notice the parentheses, so I'm going to distribute the 4 first. So 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times 3y is 12y plus 5x. 8x and 5x make 12x. And then plus 12y. X becomes before y, so my answer looks good. 12x plus 12y. Oh, I just realized I did 8 plus 5 wrong. 8 plus 5 is 13. Change that. 8x and 5x make 13x. All right, so now we're going to distribute a positive 2 to our parenthesis. 2 times 5x is 10x. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6 plus 7y. 10x is all by itself, nothing to combine it with. Negative 6y and 7y make positive 1y. Now remember, you can either write that as plus y, or you can write it as 10x plus 1y. Technically, either of them are right, but this is the way that you would see your book write it. You won't see them put a 1 in front of the variable, but they are the same thing. All right, this one we are distributing a negative 3. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 4 is positive 12. Copy down the rest of the problem. And do my underlining. Negative 3x and 6x makes 3x. 12 and 10 make 22. X plus 22. Summary. Terms are like terms if